Welcome back to Voltograd as the teams emerge from the tunnel. England and Tunisia, 20 years after they first met each other, are here again. And, well, what a battle it's going to be. What an atmosphere. This is where the World Cup really gets real now for England, in terms of real tournament pedigree. And it's John Stuttard here with you live all the way through now till 9:15 tonight for England's first match. And well, we'll catch up on what's happened in the tournament so far today in a moment. But first, the national anthems. So the national anthems will come first of all, Tunisian national anthem, and then England. Well, they got a good standing ovation from the Tunisian crowd here in Volgograd. Now for the English national anthem. Well, they sang it with great gusto. Absolutely none says, "Come on England," Ethan and Ben say hello. But this is a real acid test for England here tonight in Volgograd. Well, certainly the Tunisians are no pushovers. England 20 years ago only won 2-0. Goals from Alan Shearer and Paul Scholes were the difference that night. But what will happen here tonight? Let's look at the Tunisian side with Hazan in the goals. Then it's Mahal at left back. Mariah is one of the two centre-backs. Sayan Ben Youssef is the second centre-back. Dylan Bron is the right-back. Badri will play left of the three with Alayas Shaqiri and Fernanji Sassi on that side. And then up front, Saliti, Kazari, of course, formerly Sunderland, and Ben Youssef, Fekaridin Youssef up front. So a 4-3-3 essentially for the Tunisians. And really it's going to be a tough ask, but England are going to play with their favourite formation. There's Harry Kane, the England captain, and we look at the officials tonight. They're all from Colombia, although Costa Rican have a fourth official. Wilmar Wondan is the referee. Ricardo Montero, in fact, is the fourth official, and the VAR official is led by a Brazilian, Emerson de Carvalho. Is the VAR official leading that VAR team in the television truck, as the two captains, Kazari and Harry Kane, meet for the obligatory toss of the coin. And Harry Kane and Kazari shake each other's hands. There's the VAR people. As I said, Sandro Ricky, in fact, is the man in charge, although Emerson de Carvalho was the one on people's usual list anyway. But it's a Brazilian VAR team, and it's England team with Jordan Pickford in goal. Then it's Harry Maguire, John Stones and Kyle Walker across the back. Five in the midfield with Ashley Young, Jesse Lingard, Jordan Henderson there. He'll be the anchor man in the central of the midfield. Dele Alli and Kieran Trippier will bomb down on the right. Great to see him at the tournament. And then up front you've got Raheem Sterling playing alongside Harry Kane up front. For Gareth Southgate on the bench, amongst others, Nick Pope of Burnley, who was a big advocate that should have been in the team on current form, but alas, he's on the bench. And Jordan Pickford of Everton has been given the nod. There's Harry Kane, the Tottenham man, and Kieran Trippier's teammate there as well. And what a great, it makes me proud that Trips is in the side. I've seen him many years ago at Burnley. He learns his football education there, having been left out of the frame at Manchester City. Now he's got an opportunity here in an England shirt tonight to prove to the nation that he's a top performer. We're all set to go then in Volgograd. And it's going to be Raheem Sterling to get us underway. England in red, by the way, and all red, in all red jerseys. The same jerseys that they won the World Cup famously back in 1966. And away we go then. England attacking the goal to the left in the red, all red strip, and Tunisia all in white attacking the goal to our right. So real opportunity here for England to get off to a good start, knowing that they know what happened earlier today. Belgium winning by 3-0 in their game. Here's Ashley Young on the left hand side, back in field to Maguire. Maguire of course of Leicester City, and Young getting away. Real opportunity for people like John Stones to really make their mark in a major tournament. The build-up has been very relaxed. Certainly as Walker finds Trippier trying to get Sterling on his way, but the ball's going to run to the goalkeeper, number 22, Hassan, defending the left-hand goal. England have only brought 2,000 fans to Russia because of the political troubles and the struggles in the country. A lot of them haven't flown for obvious reasons. There are lots of Russian hooligans, and considering they clashed it in Marseille in the World Cup a couple of years ago, and that's still fresh in the memory, it was clear that some of the England fans ought to stay away from it. Here's Ali intercepting a loose ball there, and a chance here for England now with Jordan Henderson. Henderson trying to get the ball forward to Harry Kane. Kane trying to turn, but he can't succeed in doing so. And I think this is going to be a real test of England's quality, but Tunisia are not a bad side. They conceded a little bit of a poor throw-in, so a throw-in to England, a cheap one it may be. Young to take it level with the edge of the Tunisian penalty area. England, the sole home nation representative. Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland and the Republic failed to qualify. Wales failed, and obviously Chris Coleman paid for it with his job. He went on to take Sunderland down. Well, he was held as a tactical genius 2 years ago. Here's a chance now for England. Ali's through into the penalty area. He's got Sterling way in the middle, and oh, what a good ball by Kane. Still that cover for Kane. Good save by Hassan from point blank range, and England almost off to a perfect start here. And Jesse Lingard was right in there too. He's got that knack of making some good runs, and he was almost in there for number one. Kane was in there too. That was the first effort. Then the ball came back to Lingard, who shot, and Hassan made a great save. Now this fellow is going to take the corner. Trippier is a real set-piece specialist, as I've seen many times in a claret and blue shirt over the last few years. Trippier with the corner from the left-hand side, or the right-hand side, flicked in there, header one, and oh, the goalkeeper again, a little bit dramatic as Kane was right in on him, and England really going for the cutthroat early on here. An early goal would settle a few English nerves. Hassan into the action straight away. Well, there's the corner, and in fact Maguire got up there with a header, and the goalkeeper, was he fouled? This was the Dele Alli playing the ball back, and that was the Lingard shot. And Jesse Lingard almost striking the first goal in the tournament for England. And absolutely Nono says good positive start from the lads. Well, we can't count our chickens, but they seem really relaxed, this England side, and you know, for the criticism I've given Gareth Southgate in the past, maybe he's got the team playing. And this is Ali now through the middle. It's Dele Alli now trying to lay in Jesse Lingard. Lingard's onside, pull back, sure you go. No! Missed again. Oh, what an opportunity for England. I think the flag had gone up anyway for offside as Raheem Sterling beats the ground in frustration. Well, Lingard just drifted offside at the crucial moment on the left hand side. The ball pulled back, and maybe that's just saved Raheem Sterling a little bit of embarrassment, the offside flag going up there. But England really starting on the front foot, and the Tunisians have got a problem with their goalkeeper here, Hassan, who's been made to work in the opening 4.5 minutes in this game. They do have a substitute goalkeeper lining up. This is what happened. It was, well, I think he was caught in the face by the onrushing Jesse Lingard as he pulled the ball back and cut it back. In fact, I think he might have caught his shoulder. And they may well be forced into an early substitution here, the Tunisians. And he's up and at it okay. He's just checking out his shoulder. I remember Tom Heaton getting a massive shoulder injury against Crystal Palace that put him momentarily out of the World Cup fixture, although he was on standby, and still is on standby in case one of the three goalkeepers does get themselves an injury. God forbid they don't. As Bron has a few words with his coach, he's going to play on the goalkeeper, and Gareth Southgate can sense something here now. They've rid him, and it's going to be the number 4 then, Mahia, to take the free kick then for Tunisia. It's the goalkeeper Hassan. Make sure his shoulder is going to be okay for the rest of the game. He's got a long way to go yet in this one. We've had about 5 minutes gone. England 0, Tunisia 0. This is Maguire now, but it's a free kick against Harry Maguire. No, I thought the Colombian referee was a little bit harsh on him there. The free kick has been given. There will be a test or two for the England back three. Unbeaten in a year, and unbeaten in 6 warm-up friendlies going into this tournament, England, including one against Nigeria, and a terrific victory against Costa Rica at Owen Road in the final warm-up game a week and a half ago. So there's room for scope as the substitute goalkeeper there could be used quicker than he expected. And oh, I tell you what, Stones played a very, very dodgy ball, but here's Trippier now. He's very assured as Henderson plays it back to Walker. Walker now back to Stones. He played a risky ball there to Walker, John Stones. 3/4 of the way, dangerously close to his penalty area as well. And if one of the Tunisian players had got in there, well, it might have been a catastrophic moment for England. We can't afford any mistakes here tonight. Maguire trying to stab the ball forward, but it's been cut out by Bron. Bron down the right hand side, offside against Khazri, and a free kick to England with 7 minutes gone. Another Tunisian down on the floor there, and I think it's the number 8 Ben Youssef, one of the strikers, and in fact I think that was actually Young that caught him there off the ball. I would like to see that one again. And Ashley Young being spoken to here by the referee. I think it's just a warning. No more nonsense. Let's get on with the game. 7.5 minutes gone here in Volgograd. It's 0-0 between Tunisia and England. Group F of this FIFA World Cup 2018. Dele Alli can't kick the ball in on the near side, the left hand side as we look. And a throw in to the Tunisians. England overwhelming favourites with the bookmakers, but they were overwhelming favourites 2 years ago against Iceland, and look what happened there. But Iceland do play for each other. This Tunisian side look a very wide open side defensively, and England have carved them apart a couple of times without that final end product. But surely that's going to come later on. Let's hope we don't put the commentator's curse on it. This is Ben Youssef, and he plays that ball out to the far side. There are 2 Ben Youssef. Siram is the number 2, and Federukin is the number 8. So Chris Houghton complaining that there was 2 Hazards. I think I've got a much tougher job with the Tunisian side. I've got two Ben Youssefs to try and identify one or the other. Nabil Maral is the manager of Tunisia. Almost as casually dressed as Joachim Löw was yesterday. Gareth Southgate in a waistcoat and shirt and tie. It's a very hot and humid day, or evening here. Kickoff was 9 o'clock local time in Russia. It's just after 7 o'clock back home here in Britain. But here in Volgograd it's still 0-0. But England making all the running and have had two possibly best chances so far. As Maguire finds Young on the left hand side, then the ball back to Maguire on halfway. Maguire just calmly plays it to Stones. Stones will play on to Walker. Walker will trot towards halfway. Kazari just tracking him a wee bit there. It's now Trippier. Trippier with a good sensible ball back, and it was a good ball to play back, and Stones takes possession. Big night this for Harry Maguire in instead of Gary Cahill. A lot of controversy about that. Here's Harry Kane now, edge of the area. Harry Kane with the shot. I think he got a deflection. The goalkeeper then took a chance with Dele Alli going in there, but he didn't keep it in play. It is a corner with 10 minutes gone to England. Just gets a deflection here. Good skill here to get away from Maguire, and then Buddy came back there to put him off, and he shielded a corner for England. And they've got to make this count. 10 minutes gone here in Volgograd. A win is so crucial for England's chances of getting through to the last 16. Here's Young with the corner into the penalty area. Header one saved. It's Kane, and the flag's taken down, and England are in the lead. It's not man again. Harry Kane, the captain, with a captain's goal. Maguire's header was saved, but Harry Kane was on hand, and England take the lead in Volgograd. Brilliant start. Brilliant. Harry Kane, what a corner this from Young, and what a header that was. Kane was not offside, and it was he would have been over the line. It was Maguire's header here. In fact, he wasn't, it was John Stones. But what a save initially by Hassan, but in came Kane, and England get the start. Their dominance richly deserved. 1-0, and Kane, the ace poacher, on the mark, Lineker style, to give England a deserved lead. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Harry Kane off the mark, and I even give that an even bigger cheer because he's in my Works Fantasy 11. 11 minutes gone. Wow. The captain with a captain's goal. In Tunisia now, England 1. Perfect start to that bid to win the World Cup. We deserve this win, says Clipper. It's not over yet. We're in the lead, and that's the important matter as Walker gets it back to the underemployed so far, Jordan Pickford. That's the first touch he's had of the ball with 12 minutes gone, and England have scored from it. Here's Pickford now, just hooking it away, although Kazari was sticking close to him. In fact, he's needlessly knocked it out of play. Although the referee has seen something untoward here. Something's gone on. Gareth Southgate, he couldn't have wished for a better start, could he? Wow. And that's the reason why Hassan is... I'm not sure if he can continue or not. He is in agony. There's no doubt about it. I think he may well be having to be replaced. He made a miracle save from John Stones a moment or two ago, but then couldn't stop Harry Kane. And there's no way Hassan can continue. There's medical staff there. He's tried to carry on. I think it was always going to be an ask. And now England have got a goalkeeper that has obviously been warmed up, but he'll go into this game a little bit more cold than the other keeper. There's a few Tunisians praying that the goalkeeper's injury heals, but even witch doctor and witchcraft can't make this better. I'm afraid for Hassan here. I think he might have to come off. And that's a big, well, it's a double whammy really for Tunisia when you look at it objectively, because their goalkeeper made some marvellous saves in early doors, has been beaten by an Harry Kane poacher's finish, and now surely he cannot continue. Hassan is walking gingerly to the touchline, but wow, just exactly the start we deserved. Hassan trudges off. He can't continue. He's almost in tears there, the poor fella. Bron gives him a bit of a hug, and there's a kiss there from the number 13 Sassy, and the coach knows that he can't continue. So England, Tunisia forced through injury to their goalkeeper to bring on a substitution, and that's the number 1. And they're just getting him prepped up. Meanwhile, surely the game can't continue until there's going to be a drop ball, of course, the Colombian referee, and I hope, well, it's a sad way for a goalkeeper to leave a World Cup, even in a World Cup stage. It's the number 1. We don't know who it's going to be yet. I think it's Ben something or other. We certainly get the confirmation in a second or two here, but wow, Ben Mustafa is the substitute goalkeeper. You feel for Hassan, but a great opportunity for goalkeeper Ben Mustafa here, the substitute keeper. Real opportunity to make his name in this game. 1-0 to England, and that is taking at least 3 minutes, and we're going to start play, I think, with a drop ball on the far side, and Sutty will hopefully play that back to Jordan Pickford, which indeed he does. So England 1 up. We've had a break of about 3, maybe 3.5 minutes of that injury to Hassan, who's now been subbed after 14 minutes, 15 minutes. So Hassan off through injury, and England, more importantly, a goal up, although we hope that Hassan will be okay as Walker hits it against one of the Tunisians and behind for a goal kick to England. Quarter of an hour gone, just the start we needed, and at that moment in time, when you get a goal when you're on top, that's important. Now Ben Mustafa here will have his work cut out, because he's coming practically cold. I know he's had a little bit of a warm up down on the touchline, but to come in at this early stage, it's still going to be a bit of a test for him. But England 1 up and in complete control of this game, and they've got a lead to protect, although they'll go and score 2 or 3 more, and if they can get more than 3 goals against the Tunisians tonight, they will go ahead of Belgium on goal difference, which means which will mean psychologically for the group, England would have the upper hand, and of course the English and the Belgians meet in the 3rd group game. And in between that, have a game with Panama on Sunday afternoon. This is Maguire now for England on the left hand side. Infield again to Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling doing well, and look at this now. Walker, good ball down the far side now. Good cross required, and it went right across, and there was 2 going in on that, and then the shot from 25 yards from Jordan Henderson, right footed, well fielded by Ben Mustafa, the goalkeeper, and that will give him a bit of confidence, the replacement goalkeeper there, because it was a fiercely hit shot from Henderson. There's another Tunisian down on the floor. They're dropping like flies, the Tunisians. Kazri the latest to go down, but he's now since got back up again. This is Dele Alli now for England, and Ali running towards the left hand side here. Young on the overlap. Ali looked as if he was taken out, but the Colombian referee says goal kick, and Dele Alli's now in the wars. Players are dropping down like flies early on. This was a good tester here. Henderson, this was a good ball in. Trippier with a cross, and then the ball came back out to Henderson, who smashed that in with some ferocity, and the goalkeeper was right behind it. And that'll give Ben Mustafa a bit of confidence at any rate, because he, as I say, he's coming quite cold, and that's always an important aspect really of the game. 18.5 minutes gone. England 1-0 ahead against Tunisia in Volgograd. Group F of this World Cup, FIFA World Cup. All the big teams have been let down so far, but England looking more a real assertiveness, although Lingard surely was taken out there. Lingard is feeling the back of his ankle and he's limping there. That's a worry for England. Let's just hope Jesse can run that off, because that he's a big player for England and he's looked very sharp in this opening 20 minutes, almost 20 minutes or so. Let's hope Jesse is okay and he can continue. But England needed that start. They've got the start, and yet they've not really been tested defensively yet. And I think they may have learned some lessons from 2 years ago when they went in front against Iceland and then can try to lose a sloppy goal from a long throw-in. Even them Ben are back saying hello, and they've got to. And they say hello just at the time where Kyle Walker has won a 3 kick for England. Well, he was bundled to the ground there, wasn't he? Well, the Tunisians were claiming 3 kick themselves, but it's an English 3 kick. To be taken by Pickford on the right hand side. Steve is still about halfway inside the England half. 20 minutes gone then. England without 11th minute poacher's finish by Harry Kane, the difference. Pickford's ball looking for Harry Kane. Ali picks up the loose ball 25 yards from goal, plays a 1-2 with Ali, and then it's a throw into England, level with the penalty area of Tunisia, cleared away by Malou, the number 12 there for Tunisia. I'm very well, thank you very much. And as Maguire comes charging forward, finds Ashley Young. Young trying to play the ball over the top. It might well break here for Raheem still, and then Young takes the ball back again. Henderson in a bit of possession here for the Reds of England at the moment. It's Kyle Walker now starts to canter forward, and here's Lingard. Lingard back to Walker, just punching up a little bit now. Ali now to Walker. Walker doing well. He was clipped there, surely there, but the referee allowing it to go on. And England keeper possession rather well. Surely that should have been a free kick. There was a clear push down from one of the England players, and now Tunisia can break, but then Ashley Young centred on the danger and got it away, and calmly back to Jordan Pickford. That's a good kick, but it's going to go to Ben Mustafa at the other end, who can field that ball, give himself another confident touch of the ball and just getting up and running into this game. 21 minutes have been played here in Volgograd. Tunisia 0, England 1, coming up towards the halfway mark of the first half. What a start for Gareth Southgate's team. They're doing absolutely the right things at the moment. They're doing the basics, what we didn't see against Iceland and Wales and Russia 2 years ago. They are starting well. They look a good side. They're showing the confidence that's seen them unbeaten in all types of international football for over a year. But here they come now with Braun, and Braun with a cross, and Dele Alli having to get back there. A little bit of a worry there for England as Braun made a good burst down the right hand side there, and has yielded the first quarter of the game for the Tunisians after just 22 minutes. Braun shaped to pass it and then decided to take on all comers, got to the byline, and Dele Alli kept on running and got the right deflection. So it's Kazari, former Sunderland player, to take the corner. Plenty forward in white, the white of Tunisia that is. England, just to remind you, are in red. Tunisia are strictly speaking the home team. There's a lot of England flags behind Pickford's goal to way to my right as Kazri sized that corner in again. It was too much whip on it for everybody inside the area. And here's Saliti, and Saliti away from his man. Saliti will try a speculative shot from the left hand side from about 20-30 yards, and it's gone way over Pickford's crossbar, almost into the stratosphere if you like, and a goal kick to England. That it went well wide of target and into the stratosphere. Harry Kane off the mark. It's good news for my fantasy team anyway. Cristiano Ronaldo, the top scorer at the moment, joined by Diego Costa and Romelu Lukaku on 2 each. Here's Young on the left hand side for England. Can they get a second one? That would be... Oh, there's men queuing up in the far post, and one of them was Jesse Lingard, and just couldn't take the chance. It was half a chance maybe, but there were 3 men unmarked in the penalty area. Good cross from Young, and it was onside as well, so that could have easily been number 2. Lingard just needed to be a bit more. I don't think he realised how good a chance that was, and I think he had more time than he realised there, Jesse Lingard. So come up towards the 24th minute of the first half. It's all going, dare I say it, touch wood, swimmingly for England. 1-0 they lead Tunisia here in Volgograd. They have been the far the better team, but just need that second goal, really, that would really give us clear daylight. 1-0 is still a precarious lead, even against minnows like Tunisia, and that's not to belittle them in any sort of way. They're not widely known as a world football force. In fact, they've only won 1 of 4 matches in World Cup appearances before tonight, so it's a tough ask for them tonight. But their fans are passionate, there's no doubt about that. There's plenty of them in the stadium, but England know if they can just get a second, it would give them real lift off here. This Sterling takes possession on the far side. Sterling, and that three in the back is serving England so well. Southgate tried the tactic in the ball McKenzie. It's worked an absolute treat. Sterling is onside here on the far side, but his first touch was a little bit poor there from his Icelanders. He's had a terrific season. Let's not forget with Manchester City, 19, something like 18 goals this season. I know he did miss a sitter, I remember, against Burnley at Turf Moor. And he's improved a lot under Pep Guardiola at Man City, and there's no doubt about that, as Pickford takes that ball very comfortably as Kazari was closing in on it. Here's Ashley Young now on the left hand side. England just slowing it down a little bit, there's no need to panic. 61% England to 39% Tunisia. 1 shot for Tunisia, 7 for England, and 4 on target for England, and 1 has counted, of course, in the 11th minute from that ace goal poacher Harry Kane. In the last tournament he was taking corners. Oh my goodness, Maguire's made a mistake, and Kazri could prop it here. Oh, they were very lucky. Oh, they still might be in trouble here, England. They were just a little bit casual there. Maguire showing his inexperience there a little bit. That's the shot coming in, and wide by Sassi with his right foot. But my word, Harry Maguire there was playing, well, he was playing chicken there on his own area, and England made a dog's dinner trying to recover that. And in the end, if Sassi had been a bit more accurate, that could have been trouble for England. As it is, it's gone wide. 26.5 minutes gone. Tunisia almost getting themselves back into it. It got a deflection, so the trouble isn't over yet for England. Can Kazari swing a good corner in? He swung it in towards the danger zone, and this time Maguire was more assertive than he was before. Good header away. Ball back on halfway line, but the Tunisians now will give themselves a great deal of confidence with that now. 1-0 they trail. This is Kazari now. They're having a good rummage into that final third of England, and a header one that's in the end gonna just about go for a goal kick, and that was Baroukin Ben Youssef with a header. Well, at least the Tunisian girls are having a good time. The ladies, the World Cup wouldn't be the World Cup without pretty shots of pretty young women. By the way, I'm single. If any of you want to take me out, Paddy McGuinness style, of course, to the island of Fernando's. Wishful thinking on my part, but there's no wishful thinking about the scoreline here for England. 1-0. They have dominated, but they had 1 or 2 lapses in concentration when Harry Maguire, of course, making 1 or 2 elementary mistakes, but still England holding their lead. They need a second one, that is for sure. Another pretty young lady in the crowd there. It just wouldn't be the same without them. Anyway, back to the game. Here's Dele Alli with a cushioned end and back. Maguire, well, he sliced that, but it might just favour Ashley Young here, and it's going to be, well, England are claiming it's theirs, and Tunisia claim it's theirs. The Tunisian coach is incandescent, I think, incandescent with rage. The referee from Colombia is giving it England's way. Hard to tell from where we're sitting whether it was a Tunisian or an English ball, but nevertheless, we've got Trippier now looking to find number 7, Jesse Lingard. It's a throw to England. Now, whose was it? Well, it might have actually come off Ashley Young last, actually. The Tunisians may have had a case. As I say, the referee's got is down at ground level, and he's got to, and the linesman, they've got to decide, and he's on the far side of the linesman, so he hasn't got the best view in the world to judge whether that's a throw-in or not. And what's going on here? Free kick, I think, has been awarded to England. And the Tunisians are in real danger of losing their discipline. They're surrounding the referee, and Sassi is absolutely furious. He's trying to put the ball up over the shirt. Let's have a look at it again. Well, Sassi has been penalised for hands, I think, rather than a foul by Dele Alli, although Dele Alli is trying to get his knee out the way, in all fairness to him. I don't think Dele Alli did anything wrong. Now, Young and Trippier are the two-man committee, and Trippier can hit free kicks from terrific distances and hit them from any angle. But surely not. This is to the left of centre, and he does hit a good free kick. He does float a good free kick. Tunisians, I notice, are playing a high line. Let's see what Trippier can cook up here from this set play. 35 yards from goal. It's all about the offside here as that ball is threaded towards the far side, and a header won. It was Harry Maguire's header, and he's been penalised. Pushing and shoving, I think, by the Colombian referee, although I think he was complaining that he was being shoved. Referee's played on, but England have it now for Henderson, and this is the end where they want it now, the left hand end. Kane can't dig it out from under his feet, but England still leading for that goal from the captain, Harry Kane. And good defending again by England. They get themselves the throw. Trippier did well, extremely well. Half an hour gone, just over in fact. Tunisia 0, England 1. Goal after 11 minutes through Harry Kane. 15 to go. Great first half this from England, although they've had one or two heart-stopping moments when Harry Maguire was guilty of giving the ball away. It almost led to an equaliser, potential equaliser, although it was a half chance in the end that got deflected away for a corner. But England must not play their way into trouble. It's one thing they can't afford to do. When they're surrendering like that, they need 2 or 3, and they need to win well here tonight. 3 points is so crucial. Get yourself out of the group phase. 4 years ago under Roy Hodgson, they failed to get out of the group phase. They had defeats to Uruguay and to Italy, and could even beat Costa Rica in what turned out to be a dead rubber match, as that ball is deflected in from Jesse Lingard, but knocked away by that Tunisian defence, who do look a little bit suspect at the back. So far England winning, but a 1-0 lead. I mean, they're winning comfortably 1-0, very comfortably, but you never know with each Tunisian. They may come up with a surprise or two. This is Kazri to number 11 Bron, and Bron points it back to Kazri. Kazri again back to the number 2 Ben Youssef. That's Siam Ben Youssef. Now the ball in the centre circle, just inside the Tunisian half, and then the ball out to the number 12 here, Marialu. Still 1-0 to England, but they're having to defend a little bit here. The Tunisia having a good little spell with the ball. This is Kazri now, 25 yards from goal, right to the D. Points it to Bron. Bron now. And a little bit of joy on that right hand side so far. Now Bron has it again on the right hand touchline. Chance to size up across. There's only one Tunisian going in. Oh, he's given a penalty. Oh, I've got to say, that's a very definite decision from the referee. A penalty's been given. Well, I'm not certain that's a penalty. I think the referee's been hasty. Let's have a look. It's Kyle Walker involved. Oh, he's... Whoa. They're going to VAR. Is VAR being used here? I'm not sure. Ain't going to protest him, but I don't think it's going to matter. Kyle Walker, adjudged to have brought him down with his arm. And England, having been so comfortable at one stage in this match, have possibly conceded a penalty. It's all down to VAR now to save England's skin. but it doesn't look as if it's going to be. And Sassi has got an opportunity here to level it up for Tunisia. It didn't look a penalty to me. I've got to say, Kyle Walker is livid. And to add insult to injury, the Colombian referees booked him. I have to say, the referee is a disgrace. An absolute disgrace. But then and again, England have been teetering a little bit again on the brink. I said we have to be cautious tonight. The Tunisians are praying. They've got a soft penalty, there's no doubt about that. But what a moment for Sassi, number 13. Ben Youssef did go down rather too easily, in my opinion. It looked a horror decision, but the referee was adamant, and not even VAR could save England that time. So Hassan steps forward, about 6 paces back. It's going to be right-footed. Can Jordan Pickford save England here? Sassi, short run up, right-footed, scores in the corner, and England have been pegged back. Invoke around Sassi with a penalty, but it was a rather controversial decision. The Tunisians are absolutely happy with unbridled joy, but they were very, very fortunate, in my opinion. That was never a penalty in the first instance. He's hardly touched him at all. There is an half railing on, but nothing significant in the way of contact. And poor Jordan Pickford was almost there to save it. He almost saved England. What a poor decision from the officials. Disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful. Tunisia back in a game they barely deserve to be in. Tunisia won, England won, and I have to say, Wilmo Roldan, hold your head in shame. What an awful decision that was. Absolutely anonymous. Ref, are you all joking? Softest penalty you'll ever see. Well done, Respo, in a game like this. And I have to say, I mean, England were teetering on the brink, but no way in a month for Sundays you see that given in a Premier League game. What a joke of a decision. And Gareth Southgate will be absolutely annoyed, because that was never, ever a penalty in the first place. And I just cannot understand why he would give a decision like that. How in the world can you give a decision like that? More controversy here in the World Cup, and it's gone against the English, who deservedly led. And then the referee, he must have had a brush of blood to the head. He was adamant. England protested, and now they're all over the place. They're all over the place here, because here they come again. And there's a chance here. Oh, Kaziri slipped as Sassi played him in. My goodness me, we were off the hook there. Now England must get their A game together. Here comes Raheem Sterling down the left-hand side. Sterling going forward. And the ball is out for a goal kick. Well, Mark Halibut reckons why are you blaming the ref when it went to VAR? I'll tell you why I'm blaming the referee, because that was never a penalty. It was the softest decision I have ever seen. Gareth Southgate is furious. You can tell on his face. I'm sorry, Mark, I don't agree. It's not a penalty. If we saw that given in the Premier League, you get about 20 penalties a season. It just doesn't add up. I think that's the softest penalty, and I think the Colombian referee was wrong. Meanwhile, there's a Tunisian player down here. I think the debate about that penalty will rumble on and on. I'm taking a 15-minute break at half-time, so I can listen to Rio Ferdinand and Alan Shearer and Frank Lampard's view on it. But England have a free kick. Let's not try and get bogged down now. Let's see if we can get back in front. It's a setback. It's a very harsh setback. There's no doubt about it. But the Tunisians, that was never a penalty. And poor Jordan Pickford was winning an ace of saving it as well. Now then, England, can they get back in front? If they can get back in front before the break, then justice will surely be served. Gwyn Hodges says England always do stuff like this. Well, they were teetering on the brink, but take the refereeing decisions out of it. The back three were looking very dodgy, especially Harry Maguire, but now England have a chance to hit back. This is what England This is what the spirit needs to be now. Trippier with a free kick into the penalty area. There's an England player gone down there. Danny Elliott to goal. It's off the line. Still a chance in there. First ball, and they still can't finish it. Oh my goodness me. There were 3 or 4 England players in the queue to finish that off. The goalkeeper was out of his ground. And in the end, the Tunisians scrambled it away. Now, was there a penalty there against Kane? There might have been one against Dele Alli. They're appealing here. VAR's being used. Was there even a handball in there? Well, who knows? But the game is back live now. No penalty was awarded. Kane was down there. There was all sorts of stuff going on in that penalty area. And it all happened in milliseconds. England 1 up. But then pegged back by the most controversial refereeing decision. Now then. Oh my word! My word! That's a penalty! How can you not give a penalty? Sati has got hold of Kane. It's a penalty! The Colombian referee has totally lost control of things for me. That should be a penalty. Absolutely disgraceful from the referee. How the hell can you? It beggars belief. The Colombian official is having a shocker. Absolute shocker. 40 minutes gone, and the man that should have been penalised for a penalty has been penalised for a free kick midway inside the Tunisian half. Absolutely disgraceful. Well, wouldn't you be upset if you're English? Absolutely disgraceful. When you've just seen a replay and the referee's failed to spot a blatant penalty, and that was 3 times a penalty than the one the Tunisians got, you've got every reason to feel upset. Oh my goodness. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Wow. England have got to rise above it. We're inside the last 4 minutes. England have set such a good start. Can we get in the lead? As Trippier sends that ball in once again towards Maguire that time, and then the Tunisians, who are very lucky in my opinion to be level, because they haven't really deserved anything. They've got a very harsh penalty decision, and people might say I'm biased towards England. Of course I am. I'm an Englishman, but when I see a refereeing decision like that, and you don't see those given, I mean, Burnley have had more cast on penalties that weren't given than that, and that makes it very difficult to stomach over a course of a season when Burnley don't get more nailed on penalties than the one we saw tonight with Tunisia. And then England should have had a penalty of their own. Listen, I'm all for consistency, but inconsistency with referees, I'm afraid to say, he's had a shocker. He's lost control for me. Absolutely disgraceful. He's had a disgraceful. The Colombian referee has had a disgraceful first half, and it's a joke, quite honestly. Ben Youssef has been fouled. He was the one who conned the referee, if you like, for the penalty. As an Englishman, I'm upset. Of course I'm upset, but let's see if we can rise above it. Can England get in front? My word. England in major tournaments, the heart always palpitates. There'll be talking points from this game, whatever happens here tonight. England could do with a goal before half time. Trippier plays the ball into the penalty area. Maguire spray. It'll come for. Oh, and Chelsea Lingard had the shot. It was going goal bound, and it got a deflection. Cruel deflection over the bar. Corner only for England, but it should really have been 2-1. He had all the time in the world. Lingard set himself well. Couldn't have struck this any sweet. It was on target, but it got a deflection away, and it's a corner on the left-hand side to be taken by Ashley Young. It was corner earlier on in the 11th minute, paved the way for Captain Marble Harry Kane to score. He needs another good delivery here. Dele Alli's in there. John Stones is in there. Harry Maguire's in there too. There's a bit of pushing and shoving, which is not helping things here. What can Ashley do here? Ashley Young here do with the corner? He wasn't 10 yards back, by the way, the Tunisian player. There was another player gone down. Maguire went down, but there was no great appeals. Here's Trippier. Trippier now skinning his man, getting his cross in, and in the end, Ben Mustafa with a good catch at his near post. That'll give him a bit of confidence. And his distribution wasn't the best, unfortunately. Didn't even reach halfway. England had possession again with Young, and Young just gets it back to Pickford, and he was very unlucky on the penalty itself. Jordan Pickford, he almost got there, and if he'd have saved that, then justice would have been done. But unfortunately, sometimes in football, it's really is. Oh, it's in the post. Well, I was looking at absolutely anonymous text, and I think Jesse Lingard has hit the post from a very acute angle. Here he is, he's through on goal. I think he's going round the goalkeeper, and he's knocked it past, and it's hit the base of the post, the bottom of the post, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Oh dear me. Sorry for being angry, JB. Well, I'm with you on that one. Things have really wound me up this half, and we've got to ignore and play our game. But we should have had, well, we should have had a penalty though. That's the thing. But there will be talking points. There's no doubt about that. Oh, he's had 3 good opportunities as well, Jesse Lingard. Offside given against Ben Youssef, number 8. Well, we're playing the last minute of normal time, and there's going to be at least surely 2 or 3 minutes. Pure and simply to the sad injury of Hassan for Tunisia, the goalkeeper that started the match. Required back to Pickford. So we played the 45. So surely there must be at least 2 or 3 minutes, purely and simply for that sad injury to Hassan. And yeah, as I suspected, it would be 3 minutes. So there's still time for England to score if they can get an opportunity. Well, I looked at Sterling was knocked off balance there for a second. That could have been a great appeal for a penalty, but the referee not giving it. Just waved. Well, he didn't wave it away, he just turned away very nonchalantly. I don't think the Colombian referees had a good first half. In fact, in my opinion, he's totally lost the plot. You give a powder puff penalty to Tunisia, and then when England get a more nailed on penalty, 4 times a penalty than the one Tunisia got, and he doesn't give it, then you've got to question some of the wisdom of some of these officials and wonder, why didn't England get a look in as far as the officials? Maybe the English officials aren't as bad after all, judging by some of the officiating at this World Cup. We saw the referee in the Peru game. I thought he had a nightmare. And this Colombian, I'm afraid to say, is not up to the standard of a game of this magnitude, I'm afraid. If he's a FIFA official, then I've just seen a great big pig fly over this, a great big pink pig fly over this stadium right now, because he's nowhere near that standard of a referee. And it's not me being biased, it's me being as a neutral, being a football fan and watching the referees. And we know how difficult it is to referee a game of football. Chris Whiteman will tell you that, being a referee park football. There's another player gone down, and it's Malou who's injured, or appears to be injured. Kieran Trippier inquiring why. It's all happened here in this first half, hasn't it? Well, it's not been without drama, that is for sure. Now he's hit it against his thing. I think he's maybe offending. Maybe he's, I mean, that ball is a light ball. I mean, he's making more of it than it needs to be. Get up and get on with the game. Trippier making that point, getting him up on his feet. He doesn't need to roll around in persistent agony. My goodness me, Ben Mee, it would hit him in his face and he'd get up and carry on. Some of these players, some of the play acting as so far in the World Cup has been disgraceful. And well, we've played 2.5 of the 3 minutes, and well, what can we say? It was looking so good, and then a penalty controversially awarded to the Tunisians, and now all of a sudden, and then England should have had a penalty of their own. But my goodness, England and tournament football, my goodness, doesn't the heart pound tenfold? And well, there might be just a rant or two about the refereeing in this tournament so far. Certainly in this particular match, I need 15 minutes to calm down, folks, because this has been a first half of disgraceful refereeing. It started all so well for England. A header that was won beautifully by John Stones, saved brilliantly by the first goalkeeper Hassan, pushed away, but Harry Kane went in to score, and then a controversial penalty given against Kyle Walker when Ben Youssef absolutely threw himself to the ground. There was no contact there. Sassy with the equaliser, and he should have had a penalty given against him as well. Disgraceful from the referee, who surely will get the bird from probably about the whole population of England right now. What a disgraceful performance he's had. Half time here, it should be England winning 1-0 at half time, and it's an absolute disgrace that we're having to talk about a referee at half time. But I'm going to leave you for 15 minutes to cool down and calm down with the scoreline here in Volgograd. Tunisia 1, England 1. See you for the second half. Welcome back to Volgograd, where England and Tunisia are drawing 1-1. How it's 1-1, I find that amazing. Because I have to be honest with you, I didn't think it was a penalty. The Tunisian penalty. I cannot understand why you give a decision like that. If you give a decision like that, Kyle Walker, I've just been listening to the main Genius, he's got it absolutely spot on for me. Genius is trying to shield the ball, there's no doubt about that. And I'm afraid, Federine Ben Youssef, you're a cheat. You've come the referee, and the referee, I hope he gets investigated, because I honestly, hand on heart, think he's probably the worst referee we've seen at the tournament so far. But it was all going so well here in Volgograd. It was England 1, Tunisia 0. Lingard missed 3 good opportunities, there's no doubt about that. Great header from Stones, great save Hassan, and then the ball came to Harry Kane to nod in and give England the lead. But the penalty, it looks even more stupid and dubious every time you see it. And the man, and Lingard hit the post late on, and then obviously Harry Kane should have had a penalty as well. You know, if you can't spot an obvious penalty from a not so obvious penalty, what's the point? If you, these referees are supposed to be the best referees in the world. This Colombian has, I mean, a Parks referee could have even spotted this. He's in a good position. I'm looking at it now on the replay. He's clearly got a fistful of shirt. Now the referee's 10 yards away. Why is he not blowing up and giving a penalty? I'm sorry, but he's got a good view of that, and I cannot understand why he's done it, and I won't understand how he's not giving it. It's just a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. Look at him. It's almost as if it's WWF. Where is the penalty ref? The penalty is there, and he's I'm afraid, well done. You are a villain, and there's no doubt about it. Whatever happens, you're getting the villain of the match. But let's try and think about the positives. First 20 minutes we were superb. England was superb, and then that penalty. But we did play ourselves into a bit of trouble, of course. Harry Maguire's been guilty of giving away 1 or 2 balls, as Jermaine Gina said whilst I was off there. But wow, the pressure was on with Belgium obviously winning. We need to win well in the second half, because that goal was a setback. I would love, honestly, FIFA need to investigate this referee, because let's be fair, he is a cheat. I don't say it too lightly, and I've got to say the referee's has been poor, and that's the one massive horrible disappointment that we've had so far in this game. The players are back out on the field for the second half. Please, 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 if there's any justice in the world, England, let's win this game. Let's get 3 points in the bag, and I don't care how we do it, let's win it. So we're back out here for the second half. 1-1 here in Volgograd. The bugs are flying everywhere, with England have been bugged by a terrible 2 pieces of schoolboy referee, really, from Wilmar Roldan, who I would like to know if he was bunged. I'm not trying to suggest that it's can we just have the language calm down, please, at the moment? Josh Hodgson, you'll be taken off if you swear again. Hello to Anthony Muller, though. Hi to you. How are you doing? So welcome back to Volgograd for the second half. Let's hope England can get back into this and hopefully win this match. All the injustices of the first half capitulated really in the last 15 minutes. And well, away we go then. Let's hope for the second half that brings a bit of good luck for England. Brilliant in the first 20 minutes, should have been 2 or 3 up arguably, but then that controversial refereeing decision, Glenn reckons it's a penalty. I have to take, I don't think it was a penalty. I think he's trying to shield the ball, and I think if you give that in a penalty, give a penalty like that in the Premier League, you'd be given 25 a season. You wouldn't see that sort of penalty, Glenn, given in a Premier League game. There were more cast iron penalties that Burnley didn't get last season that the Tunisia have got this time. Ben Mustafa starts in goal. Ben Youssef, Mariah Bron amongst the back. Shaqiri, Badri, they are going a bit too fast for me, but it's bar the goalkeeper, it's the same 11. England with Pickford in goal, of course, and it's Walker, Stones and Maguire the back three. Lingard, Henderson, Sterling, Trippier, Young and Dele Alli the midfield, with Sterling playing in behind Harry Kane. And that's the way. Kyle Walker, a harsh booking as well. I presume the booking was for dissent, but I think he had every right to complain about that. I don't agree with Glyn. I'm sorry, mate, but if you see those penalties given in the Premier League, you'd be given 25 a season, and it wouldn't be good for the game. And I'm afraid this Colombian official has totally lost the plot for me. An English official would have been much more wary to give that decision, and I think he would have been right not to give that decision. But it's 1-1, and we've got to accept it and move on. We've got to make sure now that we've played the football and play our normal game and just attack well, and that's surely got to be a free kick to England. Henderson was surely taken out there. Well, it's quite impossible to honestly believe that that England have been pegged back in this fashion, but it does beg a belief that in the World Cup, and in the World Cup, that referees can make such schoolboy mistakes. Now listen, I'm not a referee. I've tried refereeing myself, and it's a very hard job. But when you do not give basic penalty decisions, the Harry Kane was more penalty. I do have to concur with Jermaine Genius on that, but it swings and roundabouts really. We'll get the social media reaction. I'll be interested to see what Gareth Southgate made of that at half time, because that certainly was an injustice for England on 2 counts. Now, can they put the injustices right in the second half and win this game? Tunisia back in a game they should be losing 2 or 3-0. There's no doubt about that. England have been pegged back, and but it's wrong to take the throw in. We've been playing 3 minutes in the second half. You've not missed anything at the moment that's been too significant in this game. England must snap out of it and get the win. There's no point now in scoring over spilt milk, even though we were badly done to on that decision. Trippier has actually had a good game, and of course in the second half you have your chance from the 60th minute to the 90th minute of this game to vote for your JB man of the match. So start getting your thinking caps on. I think we'll also hold a vote for the villain of the match, and I think we know that the villain of the match is going to be the referee. But we can have a vote for villain of the match. So far we've probably got 2 candidates: Tunisia number 8 Ben Youssef and a panel and the referee. But at the moment, let's see if England can carry on the good work they did in the first half and try and get back into the lead and bully these Tunisians into submission, if you like. The ball hushed back, and then it's going to be a real battle of attrition here in Volgograd. Also nearby there was the Battle of Stalingrad in World War II, which was very important in England and the US winning the Battle of World War II. But in the Battle of Volgograd it's 1-1, and the war's hardly been but fair. The referee playing on. There was a foul there. This is Kazari 25 yards from goal. The ball squared back, and in the end it was a casual ball. He played it rather too casually. And now here come England with Raheem Sterling. Sterling towards the right. He's only got Jesse Lingard up ahead of him, and he couldn't hold it up for that long period of time. But England have yielded a cheap corner out of it, which might prove costly against the Tunisians here. Ben Mustafa going to concede the corner, but England too strong a back pass, which forced the goalkeeper into hooking it away. I still think it's a poor decision from the referee. I'm sticking to my guns, I'm afraid, Clint. I've seen the replay about 3 or 4 times. I'm in agreement with Jermaine Genius on that one, but it is what it is. It's 1-1. Here's Trippier with the corner. 5 minutes of the second half gone. Trippier into the penalty area. They all climb up, and it was Maguire who got the header in and wide and straight at the goalkeeper. I think that's harsh to give Walker villain in a match when he's just standing his ground. Glenn, tell me now, in a Premier League game, I want you to answer this question, Glenn. And I mean, Maguire and Kane, the referee's having a joke. I might have to overrule you, Glenn, and say the referee's been a joke, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, but if you saw those penalties given in the Premier League, there would be 25 of them given. I'm sorry, but you can't give penalties for that. It's just a disgrace. But anyway, let's forget about all that now and try and get on with the second half. Another Tunisian trying to feign an injury there. The number 2, Ben Youssef Sayam. I assume they're brothers. Well, the other brother has been a disgrace. Cheated. Whichever way you want to look at it, it's pure cheating. Rio Ferdinand said he was clever. I don't agree with Rio Ferdinand or what his opinions are. As Kazaric goes in, and the goalkeeper now, he's way off limits. And in fact, the flag was offside. And Jordan Pickford, you're a lucky man. Way off your line. I think he could have left that, and he was onside as well. I think that's a wrong decision again. I think Pickford's a lucky man, in my opinion. England need to snap out of this bad spell. Wiseman's made a poor decision there against the Tunisians. Oh my word, they're having a poor night between them. Now the Tunisians turn to feel the pinch of a poor decision. Back with Pickford, who must be the most relieved man in this stadium right now. Here's Kyle Walker. Walker gets the ball forward, up towards Sterling. Will we see Marcus Rashford at some time soon? England have got a good overlap here. They can play it out to Young, and they've done so. Needs a good cross from Young. It's a poor cross, and it's hooked away by the Tunisians. He needed a better quality of ball there. Foul there on Maguire. Free kick England. Just 5 yards inside the Tunisian half. On the left hand side. Back to John Stones. England must be patient. Must just play their natural game. The Tunisians, on paper, are second-raters, although we've seen second-raters win games at the World Cup when we've least expected them to. We didn't expect Mexico to upset Germany yesterday, but they did. We didn't expect Switzerland to make Brazil become a cropper. The big teams haven't had it all their own way, which can only be good, but unfortunately England have become a cropper because of the officials. But it's now the time for us to rise above it here as England look for that second goal. Oh, Kane almost getting it through there towards Raheem Sterling. Kane still has it on the far side. Good tackling back there by the number 9 by Badri, and Badri got that back very well. But this is Maguire. Maguire now. Oh, what a run that is down the left, but the cross was poor. Was a poor cross from the Leicester City defender there. It was a centre-back side cross that from Harry Maguire, and then the ball back to the goalkeeper Ben Mustafa, who put himself under a great deal of pressure, having to kick the ball almost virtually off his own goal line. Well, there'll be a few debates about this in the coming days. Was it a penalty? Should England have had a potential penalty right before half time? Well, and what I do know is the referee needs investigating, because they were two shockers. To give them a penalty and then to give England a cast iron penalty, that not to give England what was more a cast iron penalty than the one Tunisia got. It just stinks to high heaven, and we want the referees to get the right decisions. We want them to be consistent, but you know, there's nothing wrong with inconsistency. There's nothing wrong with consistency. It's inconsistency that's the key, and unfortunately England are not doing it for me in terms of consistency, or the referee's not doing it for me in terms of consistency, I should say. We've had 10 minutes of the second half gone. It's just calmed down a little bit here. 1-1. England a little bit powder puff at the moment, but still a long way to go. But a bit of luck, the Tunisian stamina will go quite a lot down, and hopefully that will play into England's hands. They've got the likes of Rashford, who's who scored an absolute stunner at Ellen Road against Costa Rica in the final build-up match to the tournament. A week last Wednesday. Or week last Thursday, sorry. Some of the England fans still in very good spirits though. But we also got to remember it's only the first match of the tournament. It's still early days yet. British performances are never usually come in the first game. I think that, but we've played really well and played some of the best football, dare I say it, in the tournament so far, and yet we're at 1-1. Oh, and that was perilously close there. To being intercepted as Pickford came for that. England have got to watch it on the back passes, because I'll tell you something, it's not looking healthy. We need, and Harry Maguire again, guilty of that. He needs to get those back passes right. It looks as if the Tunisians, in all fairness to them, have done their own work on that. But this is Harry Kane now. How we need something from our captain again. Offside, is it against Henderson? No, it's not. It's onside. The ball back across towards the far post, and now he can't reach it. And it's hooked away again by the Tunisians. And to be fair, despite the referee being absolute shocker, the Tunisians are holding on really well, and that's credit to them. Away we go again with the number 23 Saliti. Out to the far side, 1-1 in Volkered. How are England making, my word, England are making heavy weather of this, certainly in the second half. The decision to give them a penalty, the Tunisians that is, has really knocked us back 10 paces. When we're moving 5 paces forward, we've been knocked 10 back by that penalty decision. It's 1-1. It'd be a good point for Tunisia. Not so good for England, but it's only the first match. We can't get too worried about it yet. There's still 2 games to go. We should score a hatful against Panama, all being well, and then obviously Roberto Martinez's of course Belgian side. So there's still 2 games to go, and we always rally for the bigger games. It's these lesser legs that we struggle against, and again, history proving it again. Here's Maguire, who ought to be out of the side after his performance today. I think he's had a shocker. His back passes have been poor. It's a throw in. Wingard has had 3 rich chances. Southgate looks on. His face looks a picture of perplexment, I think, more than anything else. Here's Lingard, good run into the area. Kane, was he taken out again? No, he didn't claim a penalty this time. That looked less a clear-cut penalty as the one we saw in the first half. And then the challenges of riding in. I think the Tunisians have been quite a bit of a dirty side in that respect, but they're getting away with 1 or 2 things. Here's Trippier now, good ball, finding Henderson into Lingard now to Sterling inside the penalty area. Sterling needs to get it out, and he just took too long on the ball. This is the frustration with England. The build-up play is brilliant, but the end product isn't there. This is Trippier, who I have to say, in amongst all that's had a fabulous 58 minutes that we've had so far. He's probably in the more positive outlet that England have had. 59 minutes gone. Tunisia 1, England 1. How is it 1-1 when we should be out of sight in this game? With all due respect to Tunisia, this is John Stones now. Real chance on the Man City man. He's found Trippier. Now this is what Trippier can do. Skin him, but he's played it back for Stones. Stones with a good cross, and it's not a bad one either. Only half away. Sterling keeps it alive. Young has it on the far side. Now then, what can Young do here? Oh, he showed too much of that to Ben Youssef, who's knocked it away, and the Tunisians are pouring out better defending. And it's an England throw-in level with the penalty area of Tunisia. Here's Harry Maguire, who's had a poor game in my opinion. Here's Jesse Lingard, who's missed 3 golden opportunities at 1-0 to England. Ball played in towards the area. Trippier is onside. Trippier with a deflected low cross, which will go behind for a corner. England now starting to pick up the intensity again, and that's a good sign. We played an hour, 1-1, and Trippier was definitely onside as that ball was played. And then the ball crossed, and good defending, it has to be said. But Trippier now with one of these corners, he takes corners really well. Trippier, we've seen him do that so many times for Spurs, for England, and of course for Burnley. Now the official there stopping him. I think the officials are making a bit more of it on the corners than it needs to be. I don't know if it's a FIFA directive or not, but All this jostling and shoving, let it happen. Here's the corner inside the penalty area. Header one, Kane might knock it back, and he tried to, but it's fallen straight to a Tunisia player who hooks it out. And here's Kyle Walker now in the centre circle. Still in the Tunisian half. This is Trippier on the right. Across in there, good ball in there, but again cut out. It's a throw into England, right on the level with the penalty area, this time on the right hand side, and level with the Tunisian penalty area. Trippier gets on with it quickly. Sterling is in there, and a free kick against Raheem Sterling. Oh dear me. Didn't seem to me as if Sterling did anything wrong at all. Look at that. If anything, the number 4 said got a fistful of his shirt. It should have been the other way. How has the Colombian referee come to that conclusion? You just wonder if the coach has paid him a few bob. And that's an hypothetical allegation, of course. Jonathan Luis Rangel is on tonight. Hello there to you. It's 1-1. How on earth is 1-1? I cannot understand or cannot fathom until the day I absolutely pop my clothes, because England, on terms of stats, should be out of sight by now. There should be 3 or 4 up in this game. Jonathan Ruiz says no English. Well, it's the one language we speak here. You're Spanish. Oh well, they had a fantastic result. They were unlucky, falling victim to a Cristiano Ronaldo hat-trick in a game that Chris Whiteman did the other night. But it's good to have people from abroad listening to the live streams, and I hope you'll join us for some of our Spanish matches. As the kick away by Ben Mustafa, not a good kick. It comes to Harry Maguire, who's been the weak link in the 3 centre backs really. A little flick forward towards Harry Kane, but again belted away by the Tunisian defence. This is Trippier now, or it's going to be rather Jesse Lingard to get it away now for England. Now Henderson on the halfway line, out to the far side. And Ashley Young. England have got to make something happen. We've got less than half an hour to go. Here's Henderson, a long ball forward, asking a lot of Jesse Lingard here, and he can't keep it in play, the Manchester United man, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. Tunisia 1, England 1. As things stand, it would be a great point for the Tunisians, but was it earned with an element of dodge about it? One must ask that question. Ben Mustafa with the goal kick. 1-1 it remains here in Bucharest. How on earth it's still 1-1 here? Well, God only knows. One ball forward, flicked on towards Kane now. He's got Sterling to his left. It's towards Sterling now, left hand side. Kane waits in the centre. Sterling is placed by 2 Tunisians and then tries to play in Ashley Young. He's not the quickest of men as he used to be. Gives away a needless free kick, and England are frustrated yet again. The approach play has been excellent. It's just the end product that's lacked any substance at all in the second half, and that's a real frustration for England at the moment. It just doesn't seem to be coming up for them at all. Another free kick here, and a very thoughtful and I'm sure a little bit frustrated Gareth Southgate will be looking on at the moment in bewilderment more than anything else, but it remains 1-1. What a game it could be. Can England find something here? This is Henderson on the far side for England. Surely there's got to be a winner in this for us now. This is Trippier again. Trippier playing that ball. Well, it remains 1-1, but unbelievably we should be winning this game, and that's the tragic thing about it. That's the tragedy of it. 65 minutes gone, Tunisia 1, England 1. How on earth it's still 1-1, I do not understand. But that's the way it's gone sometimes. But there you go, still 1-1. England come forward with Maguire down the left hand side. Maguire to the edge of the area. Maguire still going. Is he going to line up a shot there? For a moment I thought he was, but he's found Trippier. That's a good intelligent ball. First good thing Maguire's done in the match. Here's the cross there by Henderson towards the back post, and they again appeal for something, but in the end Tunisia right in there look once again, and it's just not coming off for England at the moment, I'm afraid. Ball whipped in there towards Harry Maguire. There's no way he was going to reach that, in fairness. It's been a night of sheer frustration for England, as the Mexican wave, as if all the other World Cup games is in full swing, but I'm not sure if half the English people will be in the mood for a Mexican wave at this point in time, as Kazari, who was injured a moment or two ago, is now back on the field, as the English half-heartedly do the Mexican wave over on the far side. 1-1 it is. How it's 1-1? Well, you're better off asking the Colombian referee, because I've said my piece on what his performance so far, and then his performance has been nothing short of pathetic. And well, it's bitterly disappointing. 58% to 42%, 4 shots to 14 in England's favour, 1 shot at goal, that was the penalty for Tunisia, 6 for England on target. We should be winning this game, 3 or 4-1 here. How we're not doing so. Now it's surely something's got to come off here. Young going forward, Sterling was in there too, Kane was in there, sure he was fouled there, and for once the referee's got something right. And I thought for a moment he was going to go out for the referee's not, but again the Tunisians surrounding the referee, and I don't like that. It's a clear foul. Get on with the game, Malaya. Well, Raheem Sterling has lasted 67 minutes. We're going to see Marcus Rashford, and he is a genuine goal scorer. There's no doubt about that. So 67 minutes. And England now have to force their way back into this, get back into the league, and they've made a positive change. Raheem Sterling has been disappointing for me again. He's disappointed again in the tournament situation. It's a free kick and a very good position. Trippier and Young are the two men committee, and Trippier can hit them. I've seen him hit him. No, he never scored a free kick for Burnley, but he came so mighty close. Could he produce one here? It's going to be the right foot of. It's going to be the right foot. It's Trippier over the wall. Trippier! Oh, just wide. Unlucky. It's a good try from Trippier. Got it up and over the wall, but just drifted wide. The goalkeeper was not going to get there, and wide it went. And again, England denied once more. 69 minutes gone. Tunisia are definitely without a shadow of a doubt riding their luck here today. Remains 1 each. Here's Rashford on as a substitute. Rashford trying to play the ball through to Harry Kane. Sure, he was tripped there. The referee didn't want to know. Once again, the Colombian officials had a good look at that, and I think Bron should have been penalised. The referee once again failing to give the more obvious decision. It's not going England's way at all in terms of referee decisions, although all they get for their efforts is a throw-in halfway inside the Tunisian half. This is Stones. First touch a little heavy, but he got it under control. Did well. Stones in the centre of the park, midway inside the Tunisian half. Now Young on the left-hand side. Young uses an opportunity here. Can Rashford make something happen, or Ali make something happen? It's come to Henderson. Henderson playing the ball in, and Tunisia were all over the place, and the goalkeeper somehow got away with it with Dele Alli closing in on him. My goodness, the Tunisians are rounding their luck. There's an offside anyway. In any case, let's have a look at it again on the replay. A little chip in there. Yeah, I think the answer has got it right. Good decision. It's not often I've said that about any of the officials tonight. Here's Harry Kane on the right hand side, tries to play in Jesse Lingard, whose missed chances could well prove to cost England in the long run, really, because he takes what it does, so we don't have those dodgy penalties against us. But the only consolation I can take is that we have played some great football, but it's not winning football at the moment, and it's all about winning football matches. And here goes Kazari on the break. It's 1 against 5 against him, and he still goes for the shot. It was charged down in the end, but how did the England defenders let him have the ball in the first place? The question surely had to be asked. England on the brink here, and they're going here, but and the shot comes in and well wide in the end by Saliti, and behind for a goal kick. Wow. It's been one of those nights here in Volkerad. Well, he miscontrolled it as he went to hit it, didn't he? And in the end, caught it all wrong. Pickford with the left-footed kick, way over the halfway line. Kane with a little flick on, almost getting Rashford in there. Just needed to be a little bit more towards Rashford, nearer Rashford, I think, and he would have been in there for a possible England second. England need to score again. 3 points. Okay, we'll be trailing the Belgians on goal difference, but that doesn't matter at this stage. It's only the first match. It's what happens after 3 matches that count. England must get the win. Doesn't matter how they get it, just get the victory and the 3 points. Even if it's a slender 2-1 win, it's still a good enough result. Here's Harry Maguire now on the left hand side. Young is over to the left and he's just about kept it in. He's worked a miracle, but he can't work a miracle getting past the defender, who then goes down very easily, I thought. Oh, he's given another powder puff decision. Meanwhile, number 23 Saliti comes off and Ben Amour comes on. Oh well, there will be some questions asked of the referee, there's no doubt about that. It's just been a shocker, but you've got about less than 20 minutes to vote for it. Let's not worry about filling in the match. We all know who he's going to be, and I'm going to announce it at full time regardless of the score, but let's vote for the man in the match. Who do you think has performed well? So I'll throw it over to you listeners. I will start the ball rolling. By my nomination, I think Kieran Trippier has probably been England's best outlet, certainly for chances. He's put in some good balls, been unlucky with 1 free kick that's just gone wide. Apart from that, really nothing else really to write home about. I think Kane has missed a chance or two. I know he scored, but of course wasteful chances for Jesse Lingard, of course. England have been wasteful, certainly in the central midfield and on the left hand side, but Trippier looks the best outlook on the midfield 5 at the moment. He's had a super match, and I'd like to know what you think of the man in the match so far. Oh, by the way, you could choose Tunisians by all means, but we are looking for a JB man in the match, of course, and we have to obviously look at it from both angles. But I think Trippier has been the best man on the field by absolute none. Searching ball that just runs out of play, and the goalkeeper Hassan, who injured his shoulders, he's now back with us, and he's got a brace there, so I don't think he's going to take any more further part in the tournament at this stage. Well, if I had a pound for every time I've seen refereeing decision for powder puff challenges, I'd be a very rich man. England have got 15 minutes just over to find a goal and get a win, which would be crucial. Just a win would get the confidence flowing, and then it's then down to Panama, of course. But if the Belgians are watching Tunisia, who they play next later this week, and they'll know they're in for a very hard game, that is for certain. And they won't have things all the wrong way, Lukaku and co. That's probably the one blessing we could take out of it. Of course, England meet Belgium, of course, in the third group game. That ball is stupidly knocked out of play. This World Cup has been nothing short of dramatic in the opening 4 or 5 days that we've been covering the tournament. And here in Volgograd, it's still Tunisia 1, England 1. As we come up towards the 76-minute mark here, as Kyle Walker bombs forward. He's got Trippier on the elbow. Trippier now. Oh, he's skinned his opponent as if he weren't there. He's played it to Rashford, now to Walker. Walker needs a good cross, low one. Probably needed to be a bit higher than that to get it on Harry Kane's head. They need to be playing in higher crosses instead of the lower crosses, maybe. Absolutely anonymous reckons England need to find that extra gear. I do concur. Here's Rashford. Can he show something here for England? Rashford, good skills, needs to find a half a yard or two just to get across. Trippier does that towards the back post. Kane knocks it back, tries to play it back towards Jesse Lingard, but just couldn't succeed in doing so. It's going to be England against the Tunisian defence now for the remainder of the second half. But England must keep at least 1 or 2 defenders back, just in case the Tunisians break on the counter-attack, and they've looked dangerous on the counter. And the ball out towards the far side. Maguire, good cushion header now to Jesse Lingard, left-hand side. Infield it goes to Dele Alli. The ball back, and a good run, and surely Lingard was fouled there. And the referee, in fact, is giving it for Dele Alli. This is actually a better position for England. Trippier had a side to 5 or 6 minutes ago. There's no doubt, well, there's no doubt that's a foul. Sayan Ben Youssef, you knew what he was doing. But it gives England that opportunity now. A goal now from a free kick would be, well, it would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. We've played so well, and to come away with just a point would be rough justice indeed. Looks as if it's going to be the right foot of Ashley Young, although Kazari should be getting his full 10 yards back. And the referee's not spotting that. He's too busy messing around with the wall. Kazari's about 3 yards off the ball. The referee's got to get him the full 10 yards back here. Kazari's cheating. But it's going to be Ashley Young here with the right foot. Can he find the range this time? It's about 22 yards to the left of the centre of the D. Can England score here? 78 minutes have gone. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on here. This is it's almost like St. Trinian's in that wall. There must be 4 or 5 in that Tunisian wall. There's probably about 6 or 7 now. Goodness knows what Ashley Young's thinking right now. Young stretched up, right footed over the bar. So near again, but yet so far for England. Just couldn't get the ball down. As Absolutely Anonymous says, we need something different on the pitch. A bit of magic, perhaps Vardy or Loftus-Cheek. Well, Loftus-Cheek would be the more obvious choice. What we need, Vardy's the problem with Vardy is he's a very old-fashioned type of centre forward. And here's the wish, Absolutely Anonymous, because Loftus-Cheek is going to enter the fray now. Loftus-Cheek will replace Dele Alli. Not had his best game, I'm afraid. And Loftus-Cheek has had a remarkably good season with Crystal Palace on loan. Chelsea player. Chelsea player by trade. That's his parent club. And he's had a remarkably good season under Roy Hodgson at Crystal Palace. A player that Burnley, I think, ought to sign maybe in the summer window, because he's just the sort of player we need for especially with us being in Europa next season. It would be a real fillet for them. And of course the Clark's match live still start all over again in July with the European Games, of course, because the first leg will be on the 25th of July, I'm told. The draw actually takes place on the 20th, which is actually on Wednesday. So that Wednesday we'll be looking at the draw as well as the World Cup, see who Burnley get, and the away game will be the first Clarence match live of the season in Europe. Barely in Europe. Who would have thought it? Anyway, back to the game. England have got themselves a free kick. 9.5 minutes just to play. Or 9.25 minutes to play. Ashley Young will take the free kick. Can England find a goal from somewhere in the next 10 minutes? Get off the mark with 3 points. That's all it's about. A bit of justice would be, and winning that game would be justice for me. Young will chip the free kick in towards the back post. Maguire again looked as if he was being held, but the referee didn't want to know yet again. Still, here's Loftus-Cheek. And why did Maguire have to take the ball? Harry Maguire got in Loftus-Cheek's way, and I would suggest to Southgate now, surely he needs to be dropped. He's had a stinker tonight, Harry Maguire, I'm afraid. And that looked a foul throw. That looked a foul throw by the Tunisian, but the referee allowing it to go on, and it just sums up the way the referees performed tonight. But England will feel hard done by. Look at that. 431 passes England, only 305. Pass accuracy has actually been quite good from both sides. 80% Tunisia, 90% England. 90.55 kilometres for Tunisia distance, 92.00 for England. And yes, I agree, absolutely. No, it was quite indeed. And it's not meant with any sour grapes to anyone, but I'm sorry, but the referee needs to have a look at his performance, and I think FIFA need to have a look at his performances, because you can't referee a game with such biasness like that. But here's Rashford now. Can the wrongs be put right? This is Rashford. Justice needs to be done. Rashford inside the area. Sure, he was pushed, and Kane is asking the question. Rashford looked as if he was pushed, but yet again the referee does not want to know. Oh my goodness. When is this referee going to get something right? Mr. Roldan, you've had a shocker, and you know it. Young with the corner, and it goes, and Stones nearly got there. The goalkeeper punched it. Now what's happened here? I think a free kick has been given. Well, I think, well, they've already lost one goalkeeper. Ben Mustafa is down and Stones is down. Stones would have been right to go for that ball, and he almost got there. He cutted in accidentally to the goalkeeper. Be amazing if he gives a free kick to Tunisia for that, because John Stones, I'm afraid, has got every right to go for that ball. And yet again we see a prime example of goalkeepers getting far too much protection. And they could be down to their third choice at this rate. They've used 2 of their 3 subs. One of them was the Hassan, the goalkeeper. The substitute goalkeeper could well be being substituted. Taking a while to come off the deck. Well, at the moment we've had no votes for man in the match, but it looks as if Trippier is going to get the man in the match vote if nothing changes in the next 6 minutes. But we got the substitution for, who is it, number 10. So Kazari off. And he's looking for someone to give the captain's armband to. He's giving it to the number 14 there, Brennan Moore. Kazari off. And the man he's going to be replacing, and he's taken a long while to come off the field. Get off the field! This is blatant time wasted. And it's number 19 that replaces him. If people would be so kind. Khalifa. "85 minutes. That substitution was on. So they've used all 3 of their subs. So if the goalkeeper was to be stricken again, they'd have to put someone else in goal, an outfield player in goal, if he couldn't continue. Which could be good news for England. England get a decision, a free kick, and England want to get on with it quickly. Trippier telling Rashford to get in the box. And Malou now is trying to hold up the game. Now this is ridiculous. The time wasting tactics of the Tunisians is absolutely ridiculous. It's just unbelievable. That's a rugby tackle by the number 4 there, Faria. It's just disgraceful. Get back the full 10 yards. Trippier making this point to the officials. They are making a right pig's ear of this now. 4 minutes just over to go. Trippier still complaining, and rightfully so, that the Tunisian player is not back the full 10. And he wasn't back the full 10 as the kick was taken. And England get a throw level with the penalty area of Tunisia. Right hand side, Trippier takes it throw quickly. England want the win. And they're going to get it. They're going to try and get it if it kills them. They've played so well, and yet they've been undone by 3 or 4 disgraceful pieces of refereeing. Still 1-1. And if it finishes that way, I will not understand why. Here's Loftus-Cheek. Good running. And that's the cross. And it got a cruel deflection there for Loftus-Cheek. And it's come away again. England have pulled all their big guns forward. But still not making the difference. They do have another substitution up their sleeve. Gareth Southgate. Maybe he ought to use it now. Offside given. Just inside the England half when it happened. Should have held on. Here's Young, far side, needs to get the ball into the penalty area. And now Walker in a bit of space just to the right, and he's got Trippier there too. Good run, and Loftus-Cheek scores it in. Loftus-Cheek pulls the ball back, and they can't make it, and on Lingard again. Oh, Rashford should have shot, he let it go. And in the end, Jesse Lingard just could not dig it out of his feet. Here's Trippier on the right hand side. Back inside to Henderson. Loftus-Cheek is onside. Has to turn back. Good football again. Rashford in the area. Rashford, just showed too much of it then. But then wins the ball back. Well played, Rashford. And then Loftus-Cheek couldn't thread it back to him. And now Tunisia's turn to break. And it's Khalifa. He's been hassled out of it by Walker very easily. Pickford has been a virtual spectator for most of the game, and has only had one thing to do, and that was to pick the ball out of the net when Sassi put away a controversial spot kick which may well give Tunisia a point. 2 minutes of normal time just under the go. England surely must score now. A late goal would be perfect just to get a win under their belt. 3 crucial points, and a good turn by Loftus-Cheek away from his man. Can he get the ball into the area? Loftus-Cheek to the byline. Has he kept it in? No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. It's out of play. 90 seconds of the normal time to go. There's going to be at least 2, maybe 3 more minutes at the end. Just beating out of play, but this was the chance here. Loftus-Cheek playing it back. And why didn't Rashford shoot? Would have been a much better chance than Lingard's. Lingard was surrounded by 2 men there. Should have had the shot. And he could have connection, and that was the winner. And it might be a winner here. Tunisia now. Excuse me, going for the kill. But again, good defending by Kyle Walker. Did really well. Now then, Stones. England must go forward. We're in the final minute of normal time here in Volgograd. It's still 1-1. What a finish this game this has been. We couldn't have had it any better. But unfortunately, couldn't have played any better. But unfortunately, it could end up being the injustice of 1 point instead of 3. This is Stones, Trippier, who's going to be voted the JB man of the match. JB man of the match is going to be Kieran Trippier of England, and well deserved. He's played well. He's one of England's brightest players. Here's Lingard. Can't find Loftus-Cheek. And Tunisia have it near side. That looked as if it was out, and that surely must be a corner. It is. Linesman right on it. 4 added minutes. Still a chance for England. Kieran Trippier is the JB man of the match. He's had a marvellous game, and he will take the corner. And England need a lion to roar in and not in the winning goal. Trippier with the corner, right hand side. Trippier sends this corner in, and they all go for it. Kane with a free header. He's won it! He's won it! Justice is done! England have won it in a stoppage time! And surely, justice for once in this crazy game has been done! Harry Kane with his second goal, flicked on an near post, and what a corner from the man of the match, Kieran Trippier! Justice has been done, and I have to say the first word that came into my mind when Kane nodded on was karma. Because we've had to play against practically 12 men. The 11 Tunisians and the Colombian referee, and Harry Kane, with the simplest of headers, has finished the job off. It didn't matter how we got the win. Good header from Maguire, lovely flick, and what a header. Harry Kane has done it. Southgate punches the air in jubilation. England have done it. My goodness me. We were so cruelly done to in the first half, but my word, we played superbly the second half. Tunisia, we've not given them a sniff at all, and England have won it, and the captain has done it, and he's now one behind Cristiano Ronaldo. And now there's going to be a change for England just to shore things up now. Off comes Jesse Lingard, and on comes Eric Dyer for the final seconds of the game. Wow. What a finish it has been. England are going to win it. Trippier, man of the match. Superb cross. And that's the sort of quality we saw for many years when he was at Turf Moor playing for Burnley. Wow. Russ had a VAR decision to talk you through earlier. Chris saw 3 brilliant goals, and we've had a drama here in Volgograd. My goodness, England can run through the mill. It was 2-1 the last time we covered a game on this channel with England, with Roy Hodgson, his last game. It ended 2-1 the other way. It's going to be 2-1 to England in a positive way, unless Tunisia can find something now in the remaining minute and 3 seconds that remain. We've got a minute of normal stoppage time to go, maybe an extra 30 seconds for the England celebrations there. I don't think he's got any cause to complain. His team offered nothing and got some very fortunate refereeing decisions. He can have no complaints. His team have been second best. Tunisia have been a poor second, and they were only level for so long because of a disappointing 2 or 3 horrible refereeing decisions that could have cost England, but it hasn't cost England at all. Pickford with the kick. 30 seconds of stoppage time to go. Kane on a hat-trick, of course, flicks it on to Rashford. Rashford doing well. But what a corner by Trippier. You've got to give him credit for that. I said he was England's best player, and he proved it there. Flick on by Maguire was absolutely superb. And then Harry Kane, what a header. And England are going to win. Barring accidents now. We've played the 4 minutes. It's now down to the Colombian referee's discretion, knowing him another 30 seconds more. But there goes the whistle. He's only played 8 seconds over, and England have got what they deserve. 3 crucial points. It didn't matter how they came tonight. It was just important to get them off to a good start, and that's what happened. There will be talking points. Should Tunisia have had a penalty when they should so dearly not have had? That decision I'll never understand. They took the lead, England, through Kane after 11, then Sassy from that horrible disappointment of a penalty that should never have been given. But then Harry Kane put the world to rights in the first minute of stoppage time, and England are off to a flyer here. And the captain leading by example. Sportsmanship to the last at the end here, but I'm afraid the Colombian referee, regardless of what's happened, needs to have a long look in the mirror, because some of his decisions against England were an absolute disgrace. But let's forget about that. Let's concentrate on 3 crucial points and the justice that England will get from that. They were playing 12 men for most of that game. Let's not forget that. But Gareth Southgate's boys have shown their true famous fighting spirit and come out of the game with 3 crucial points. Wow. Gareth Southgate, if you saw it on television, he just punched the air with absolute sheer delight. It's been hard fought, but they were the better side. There's no doubt about it. The England fans absolutely cock-a-hoop, and who can blame them? It's been a fantastic performance. Wow. The last time I covered an England game in a major tournament, we were discussing the wrong end of a 2-1 defeat. Tonight, it's a 2-1 victory. And my goodness, we needed to win tonight. It didn't matter how we got it. We should have won it on paper 4 or 5-1, but it doesn't matter. But the injustice of that penalty has been put right. And the man who's dive, conning the referee, was in tears, but I've no sympathy with him whatsoever. He cheated. And I don't have any sympathy for cheats. And he's one of them. I've no sympathy for him whatsoever. England got what they deserved tonight, and that was 3 points. They were much better in every department than the Tunisians, and they only got level on parity thanks to a controversial decision given by a poor decision by the referee. England should have had 2 cast iron penalties. There were more penalties than the one the Tunisians got. But look what it means to Gareth Southgate. He's got over to the fans, he's punched the air with delight, and England off to a winning start. And I've still no sympathy for Youssef. He cheated, there's no doubt about it. The stats 60-40 possession in England's favour, but that means absolutely nothing right now. And wow. So Belgium will top the group, 1 goal difference. England second with 3. Tunisia and Panama bottom of the group. And that's all that matters. England are in one of the qualifying spots, and that's what counts right now. Didn't matter how they got it, they got the win. Wow, what a night for Gareth Southgate spent. They totally and utterly deserve it. And I'm afraid we've run out of time here on the broadcast. This is the match stats just before we leave you. 61% to 39% in England's favour. 18 attempts to 6 in England's favour. They had 8 on target to Tunisia's 1. Corners 2 to 7 in England's favour. Walker was the solitary England booking. And how the Tunisians didn't got away scot-free with bookings just sums up a poor officiator of the referee. But Harry Kane has put it to rights. Great night for English football. I'm going to leave you for now, but if you're on Facebook and you want to listen to more of my reactions to this fantastic performance, fantastic victory, please join me in about half an hour's time. I need to calm down. But great news to bring you from Volkerag tonight. England have beaten Tunisia by 2 goals to 1, and it doesn't matter about the substandard of the referee. England have won, and that's what counts. Wow. And everybody back in England now will be cock-a-hoop. But that's the way it's finished here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for listening again to another fantastic afternoon of World Cup action, an evening of World Cup action. Earlier today, Ross Merlin talked you through the Sweden victory over South Korea. Then Chris Wyman talked you through 3 scintillating Belgian goals in their comfortable victory over Panama. And me, John Stoddard, has talked you through a dramatic late winner from Harry Kane, who grabbed a brace after Tunisia equalised with some very suspect refereeing indeed. But it didn't matter. England have won, and for once I'm going to end it by summing up like this. Justice was done. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Thank you for watching and for listening, and we'll see you very soon. In fact, before we go, let's hear from Harry Kane. Harry Kane, before we go.
Very soon in the resilience that your players showed out there. Yeah, we've done it for a while.
Right, well, that's all we can muster from that Harry Kane interview. We must go, but thank you very much for listening and for watching. We've seen more drama again tonight in the World Cup, but England, after a winning start, and for once, justice was done in the crazy game we call the football. But me, JB, join us tomorrow for more World Cup action. Until then, good night.